Hello friends, I have already started this chapter, The World Since 1991, but right now I am focusing on background, scenario, before 1991. It means how the world was, how the international system was before 1991. So I have already taught you all about these First World War, that is stage 1, that talks about First World War that started in the year 1914 and went till 1918, and then how the League of Nations was established in order to maintain world peace and prevent the outbreak of Second World War. And however, unfortunately, it failed, and there was an outbreak of the Second World War in the year 1939, and that went till 1945. So the period after 1945 came to be known as the period of Cold War, or an era of Cold War. So I would just like to have a quick revision of what the Cold War was, its meaning and nature. As the Second World War came to an end in the year 1914, two countries emerged as the superpower in this world, that is USA and USSR, and the entire world was divided into two blocks. Entire Europe was divided into two power blocks, and some of the countries started following the ideology of USA, that is capitalism and democracy, while some of the countries started following the ideology of USSR, that is communism. In this way, the entire world was divided into two power blocks, entire Europe was divided into two power blocks, and the world came to be known as bipolar world. The international system was known as bipolarity. Now, bi means two, polarity means poles. That means in this world there were two poles, there were two powers, that is USA and USSR. Now, these two countries were always in competition. They competed with each other in all fields, be it military, economic, or cultural field. There exists a sense of jealousy, tension between these two countries. USA wanted that different parts of the world should follow its ideology of capitalism and democracy. On the other hand, USSR wanted that its ideology should be followed in the different parts of the world. So that's why these two countries were always in competition, and there existed a sense of jealousy between these two countries. Like you must have seen in your class, there are rank holders, like first rank holder, second rank holder, and there exists a sense of competition between these two students. For example, second rank holder always tries to work hard and occupy the position of first rank holder. On the other hand, first rank holder always tries to maintain status quo. So they will not fight with each other directly, but there exists a sense of jealousy, a sense of tension between these two students. So similarly, there existed a sense of tension, jealousy, competition between these two superpowers, that is USA and USSR. So this sense of tension, jealousy came to be known as Cold War. So what is Cold War? Cold War indicates the state of constant conflict, suspicion, mistrust, hostility, and a sense of jealousy. It is a state of tension and hostility. It is an ideological hatred against each other. Now, what the ideological hatred is? Now, USA, that followed the ideology of capitalism and democracy, felt that my ideology is the best and it should be followed in every parts of the world. On the other hand, USSR felt that its ideology of communism is the best and it should be followed by different parts of the world. So this sense of conflict, jealousy, tension, ideological hatred, it came to be known as Cold War. However, this Cold War was just a Cold War. it was not an actual war, or it was not a hot war. Why? It was just a Cold War because there was absence of direct armed struggle. Now, this Cold War would have become an actual war, it would have become hot war if there was a direct armed confrontation. But since there was no direct armed confrontation, there was absence of direct armed struggle, it was just a Cold War. It couldn't become an actual war or a hot war. So once again, I will repeat that this Cold War was not a hot war. It was not a actual war because there was absence of direct armed struggle, right? And these two countries, they were in competition, competing with each other. They tried to expand their influence in different parts of the world. And used these countries also used their superior status to bring smaller countries under their control by providing economic aids and military protection. It means that after the Second World War, there were different countries who were facing financial crisis. So what they did, they started providing those countries with economic aids and military protection, and in turn they expected that those countries would accept their ideology. For example, United States of America. United States of America, it provided economic aid, that is financial help, to South Vietnam, and in turn expected that South Vietnam would accept its ideology. In this way, this was actually a method to bring those countries under its influence. It tried to expand its influence in different parts of the world by providing economic aids and military protection. And same thing was done by USSR. Secondly, United States of America formed military alliances, and on the other hand, the same was done by USSR. United States of America formed NATO in the year 1949, while USSR formed Warsaw Pact. These were the military alliances. Apart from NATO, United States of America also formed military alliance, that is SEATO and CENTO. SEATO was formed to influence Southeast Asia, while for West Asia it was CENTO. These military alliances, the aim of these military alliances was to contain the spread of communism. They wanted to prevent communist countries to spread its influence in South Asia, East Asia, and in West Asia. So the aim of military alliances, that is SEATO, CENTO, what was it? The aim was just to prevent communist countries to expand its influence in Southeast Asia and West Asia, to contain the spread of communism. So in detail, we will be studying about SEATO and CENTO in our next class. I hope you have understood all these. Thank you.